Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Morning Transformations with your girl, me, Dr. Shana. All right, y'all. So if you have been with me for a while, if you remember from the very first episode of Morning Transformations, I said that I was going to do this for a month. And so that meant that for the weekdays, for a 30-day period, Monday through Friday, I would post and create these morning transformations. Well, today happens to be the last day of that 30-day commitment that I made to the morning transformations. So with this being our last episode, it's bittersweet to me. But I am just, again, always hopeful that if you've listened to any of these, and this is not your first one, that it's added to your life. Tell me that, though. Share the video, share the audio, post down below, like it, share it, subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can find all of them for the entire month that I've done them. But I want to just make sure that as we close out this whole idea of morning transformations, that we leave with the thought of how do we just kind of pull all of this stuff together. We've talked about a lot of different things over the course of this month, and it's been so much, actually. We've talked about the power of no, the power of now, setting your boundaries. We've talked about self-care, taking care of you. We've talked about, your front row and who are the folks in your life you need to just kind of let exit stage left because they just don't mean you well. And we talked about changing your language and changing your life. And, the mind is so powerful, y'all. This is what I do every day. So the stuff I talk about is not some made up stuff, some ideas that I just got from some random place. This is what I do every single day. Every day I sit at the feet of brave folks who are willing to do work to help them make shifts in their lives to get to the place they've always wanted to be. And one of the greatest ways I help folks do that is shifting the way that they think. You see, a magician I am not. I cannot change circumstance. If that was the case, I would have changed a whole bunch of stuff about the world that we live in, but I don't have that capacity. While I'm not a magician or magical in that sense, I do definitely have a skill that helps people begin to see things differently so that then you could do something different. You see, you create reality by what you focus on. And if you continue to focus on negativity, then that's what your reality will be. Is negative. So these talks are just an extension of that for me to help those who I may not see in my office, but who could still benefit just from the conversation of moving yourself forward from where you are to where you are destined to be. And so if I'm pulling all of those thoughts together, and it's so many of them actually, I guess the thing that comes to mind if I were to give today's talk a title is just level up. Level up. Now, we know there's a whole song about Level Up by Sierra. And, in my mind, level up means really what's the next level of you? And I've had this conversation with you if you've been following me at all. We get comfy. We sit where we've been because we've just been there, and we allow things just to be because they have been. But you know what, y'all? It's time out for that. It's time out for making the excuses that it's okay for your life to just be the way it is. It's time out to just accept what you got because it's what you got when you can create what you want. It is time out for allowing other people to dictate to you what kind of life you can have. It's time out. And so if it's time out for that, then it means you have to do your work to move to the next level. Now, the next level for all of us looks very different. I don't know where you are in your life, but in essence, it actually doesn't matter. Wherever you are, wherever you sit right now in your spiritual life, your financial life, your relationship status, your emotional self, your psychological self, your physical self. No matter where you sit right now today, there is a next level. There's a place to level up to, but you got to do something to get there. You see, none of this happens by osmosis. That only happens in the plant kingdom, y'all. Y'all don't get to just sit and soak it all up and just think, oh, well, it's somehow going to create itself. No, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to get up and do something. Make today the last day. You just sit and hold what you have in misery. What is the next level of you, though? I want you to spend a few moments with me now just kind of thinking about that. And I don't know, again, for you, maybe you're unemployed and you need a job. The next level of you is working. It's just that simple. I need a job. And great. Let that be the next level of you. Do the work to get the job. Don't sit at home waiting on somebody to come knock on your door and offer you something in the comfort of your own home. It's not going to happen. You see, the only place you're able to make some major shift is on the other side of discomfort and challenge. So when life is easy and when things are just going really well and you ain't growing, my friend, that's easy. There's no work required for that. There's no growth in that. It is when you are challenged, it is when you are uncomfortable that you actually grow. So here's the thing. You don't get to the next level of you without discomfort. So I need you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You see, there's only one way there. And it's through, that don't feel good. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. It's through all of that. None of it is comfortable. But it's necessary. It's so necessary. So what does it look like for you? So maybe it's a relationship. The next level of you might be, you know what? I'm really ready to settle down and commit myself to someone. Maybe that's the next level of you. One of the aspects, not the only one, but maybe that's a piece. And you're in a relationship now with someone who's pretty amazing, but you're too scared. I said scared. Y'all know I'm from the South. You too scared to just be like, you know what? Let me just allow myself to be vulnerable. You see, again, you don't get anything you want unless you're ready to be vulnerable, uncomfortable. That's the only place growth occurs. Because the longer you have a wall that's built up between you and the thing you say that you want, you ain't never going to get the thing you say you want. While you walking around protecting yourself from some imaginary stuff, you're going to keep yourself from the real stuff that's right in front of you. You know what I mean? So be uncomfortable with that. And I know for some, you've had some really bad relationships. Y'all talk to me. I know. Some of y'all have dealt with some jokers. Oh my goodness. Some folks who you like, what in the world? And I know it's not easy. By no means is Dr. Shana trying to minimize your experience at all, because I'm not. I realize that it's not easy to have been hurt by someone, to have been lied to, lied on, mistreated, not chosen, and just disrespected by someone. I know that's not easy. But the next level of you, in order for you to have a healthy relationship, would mean that you're going to have to heal from that past relationship before you can then move to a new one, if it stands a chance of being healthy at all. You see, if you don't heal from the past and deal with that discomfort, you're going to find yourself in a similar situation all over again, causing whoever you're in the new relationship with to pay the price for the sins of the one who you just left. So this piece is important in the next level of you. If a family is something you want, if a relationship is something that you want, you're going to have to face the discomforts of your past. And part of that, my family, is going to be dealing with yourself. Because in any relationship, it requires two people to show up. I cannot have a relationship by myself if it is an interpersonal relationship. So it's me and somebody else. So that means we all play a role and responsibility in what goes well and what goes crashes and burns. But I want you to be sure that you only own what part of this is yours. Your capacity to pay attention to what you contribute to your relationships that have gone poorly allows you then to not be in a space to make those same errors and mistakes next time. you gotta face those things. It's the only way to get to the next level of you. Is that uncomfortable? Absolutely, it's uncomfortable. I understand it. Sometimes folks come into counsel, they like, I ain't cried in 10 years. And every time I show up, I am just crying my eyes out. Well, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta let some stuff out. You see, you hold on to so much stuff, y'all. We hold on to a lot. And, our memory is great when it comes to some stuff that's negative. Like, we don't forget none of that. But anything good that happened, we done forgot much of that before we get down the street to the corner. Only because, again, what you focus on becomes your reality. So you just maintain that negativity because that's what you're looking at. But I'm wondering, what are some of the things that you need to release in order for you to get to the next level of you? Because if you're holding on to anger, bitterness, regrets, rage, if you're holding on to the hurts of the past, y'all, all of that is only going to weigh you down. I mean, it's like just literally putting weights around your ankles and trying to walk, and you're getting a sum total of nowhere, because what you're up against, there's just no way you can win. So what is it that you need to release to move to the next level of you? Again, is there someone you need to forgive, or maybe that's you? Is there some hurt inside of you that you may need to release? And here's the other piece to this, y'all, and you may have heard me talk about this before, and sometimes we need to just let some stuff go. I believe there's a space for that. And letting it go means I don't even want to think about it no more. It serves me not at all. It's not helpful. It just needs to be gone. And then there are some things you just need to reposition. See, everything that's happened to you in your life that's been bad, negative, or hurtful in some ways doesn't necessarily have to be let go. Some of it just needs to be repositioned. You see, when we have a position of something that's right in front of us, it means that it holds our attention. It's the biggest thing. It becomes the most important. You understand what I mean? If it's in the number one position, it has a great impact on your moods, on what you think, how you feel, what you do, because it's in number one position. Sometimes if that is hurt by another person, you don't necessarily need to let it all go, because it was a valuable lesson. So the position of it may need to go to like 10, 11, 12, 20. It can move down. Not that you necessarily forget it at all, but it has taught you something that you will then take with you. That's how you will remember it, by the lesson that you learned as a result. So think about your life. What are the things that, I really just probably need to let that go, because that ain't taught me. That is not valuable for my future. It literally holds me back. And what things do you actually need to just reposition? What's in your 1, 2, and 3 position? What are the 3 things you've been focusing on in this week right now that have either propelled you or stopped you? Think about it. Do you need to reposition some of that stuff? Sometimes to level up, you got to make some shifts and some changes, honey. You got to reposition some stuff, some people, some places, and some things in your lifetime. If you don't do that, then you're going to find yourself on the other side of the same coin, doing the same thing, feeling the same way, wondering, how am I in this same place? It's because you didn't level up. You didn't reposition, you didn't release, you didn't do your work. It's something that you failed to do. Remember, I told you, you don't get to blame anybody else for your mediocre life. It's yours. You got to own all of it. Mediocre or miserable, whichever version of life you may be living in, or just, I don't know about you, but I don't get satisfied with I feel like I only get one opportunity to live this life, and I'm going to live it all the way to the wall. Why not? This is the real thing, y'all. There are no do-overs to life. This is not a dress rehearsal. Nobody's going to yell cut. This is all you get. You get one shot. Action. You're up. This is live. This is not pre-recorded. You understand what I'm saying? So Stop sitting in the space that you're in, complaining about what you don't have and who didn't do what and where what didn't work out, making excuses for all the things that aren't present in your life. And Tyrese said this, and I thought this was really a great comment. He says, excuses sound best to the one who is making them up. So stop making excuses and then saying, oh, you know, but that's a good one. That's right. Because you done lied to yourself, for the record. That's all you did. Is done told yourself a big bald-faced lie. Time out, y'all. Today's the last day. Make today the last day. You get to decide that. I don't know. I get passionate about this stuff, y'all. And Dr. Shana, I'm not fussing, but I'm just saying. Because even when life is hard, y'all, and life is hard, I'm telling y'all know. I ain't telling you what I done heard. I'm telling you what I know. Life is tough. There's a lot that we all deal with, a lot that everybody goes through. But at the end of the day, you get to decide what you do with all of that stuff. You see, here's the reality. We are who we are because of the sum total of the experiences that we've had in our life. We are who we are because of the sum total of the experiences we've had in our life. And maybe you've been dealt an awful set of cards. Maybe you had, a pretty decent life. Maybe your life has felt pretty amazing. I don't know where you stand on those experiences, but you are who you are because of them. No matter what the narrative is of your life up to this point, you are who you are because of that. But what you do with it matters so much more than what you've been through. Because you can allow what you've been through to dictate what you go to. Or you can allow what you've been through to be something that you use as a tool and you handle it in a way that you are able to propel yourself to the space you've always desired to be. Instead of using it as a thing that you allow as the excuse you get to make, well, I can't do that because my mama never loved me growing up. Come on. Yes, that's tough that you didn't have the love of a mother or the love of a father, but that doesn't get to be your excuse to sit inside and complain about everything right now today because you're a grown up. You're a grown up. If you need help dealing with your mama issues, your daddy issues, or whoever issues you might have, you need to come talk to somebody. Go talk to a counselor. Get professional help. Deal with that so you are no longer letting that be the excuse and the reason that you're not winning, that you're not successful, that you're not being who it is you say you want to be. Whew, y'all, I'm full today. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I got a whole lot on my mind. The next level of you is an amazing place. It's a beautiful place. But you got to imagine it first. You got to want something greater than where you are right now. Y'all, we just get too complacent. We get too satisfied. And I'm not saying that where you are is not necessarily good because you might have a good life. But I think we just get content in a space and we don't end up and we miss out on the other opportunities of greatness that you have. So you may be in an amazing place right now, but there still is a next level. And I'm not saying I always feel like you got to be chasing your tail. Enjoy where you are for moments if it's a good space. But at a point, push yourself just a little bit beyond comfort because that, my friends, is where you grow. Here's the thing. What does not challenge you will not change you. What will not change you will not make you grow. And what does not make you grow cannot make you better. So all of the challenges, all of this stuff that I'm talking about, whatever it is, wherever you came from, whatever narrative of your life that you have lived, you've walked it every single day, whatever that is, all of that, if you use it, is preparing you to be a better person, to get to whatever that next level might be. So be grateful for all of that. I've talked to y'all about gratitude and just the capacity of just being thankful. Take the time, y'all, to say thank you for all of these challenges. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm grateful and thankful for every one of them. In the midst of them, absolutely not. This is terrible. This hurts. No one wants to go through those kind of growing pains, but they're necessary. And you will not get anywhere you want to be going around any of this stuff. The only way to it, honey, is through it. So buckle up and get ready for the ride because you have the greatest capacity to be amazing. You do, in spite of all of the things that you've gone through. Oh my goodness. I'm really full, and I just really am just excited that so many of you have decided to take this journey with me. And I'm hopeful that your mornings have been transformed on a regular basis. And if you're just joining the series, go all the way back to the beginning. You got about 3.5 weeks of morning transformations you can listen to just to kind of get you on your way every single day. Use these thoughts, journal about them. Take a page in your journal each day and just journal about the thought that we've talked about, just to kind of further the conversation with yourself. That's the whole point of these talks, is to get you thinking, reflecting, and making the shifts and changes necessary in your life to move you in the direction of the space you've always wanted to be. Today I decide to level up. Today I decide to level up. Committed to doing the work, to move to the next space, to be the best version of me. Oh, what is the next level of you, my friend? Maybe it's the amazing job. Maybe it's going back to school. I don't know. Maybe it's just setting great boundaries for yourself. Sometimes that's the next level. It's just learning to set some boundaries with some folks and saying N-O, complete sentence, and a period. I said period on the end. I don't know. You get to decide.